mentioned that with law number 2, there was the proviso, or maybe I made a mistake, and I wanted to say that I did, that mining companies, that allowed mining companies to come in, and you mentioned, for example, U.S. mining companies. You mentioned the Colorado case, and you mentioned the Ashanti Gold mine operation which functions out of Ghana, which now controls the gold mines of Ghana. Sorry?
No, interesting. What you're saying is interesting.
Yes,
I didn't know that fact.
Yes, wow. They do. And so my question is, what is being done to, are these companies doing anything in the region? I mean, it's the same problem in Nigeria with the oil, with Shell oil and these oil, companies, Royal Dutch Shell, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same kind of problem. Has there been any kind of overture from the governments or from the local leadership in the area to get these mining companies and other companies that are there in the region taking out resources to do something for the community? I mean, I think it's a UN initiative that was introduced some time ago that these companies, international companies, do something back in the community. Particularly U.S. companies have, at least theoretically, they operate by that idea. Whether they really do it or not is a different story. So I don't know how many companies are there, or whether or not that is a possibility of some kind of option for raising funds for training teachers, some sort of private initiative outside of the government, government initiatives or whatever. I'm just wondering, because I see it operating or trying to operate in other countries, and it sounds to me like there's a similar problem here or a similar situation. So,
yeah,
that's my question.
These companies, the two that I mentioned, got mining titles in Afro-Colombian indigenous communities without proper consultation. It's already documented. The Constitutional Court already said that happened. So they are saying that was not their fault and was the government's fault, because they are the one managing the consultation process. They express interest in really directly negotiating with communities and have a framework for working within social responsibility and the UN Compact that you mentioned. We have here several challenges, but I see one of them is that the Colombian government needs to create capacities within the government to manage this kind of consultation and treat Afro-Colombian communities and indigenous communities with respect. So they're ignoring them. The second point is that we need to create the same leadership and capacity or similar leadership and capacity within Afro-Colombian and indigenous communities, because there we have very few lawyers and very few community leaders that are ready to this negotiation without being intimidated sitting with these corporate lawyers and others. How Phelps Stokes is responding, this is why we are working with Howard University, and we have 320 Afro-Colombians that we are working with them and to see how we can start preparing the pipeline. You don't like that word pipeline, right? It's the one that I got in my limited English. The pipeline for having the human resources and the capacity to negotiate with companies, because it is a challenge, but also it's an opportunity if you do it well. Another component to that would be how we, and Phelps is very good at doing this, how we connect communities in different parts of the world that are facing the same problems. So it would be very interesting to say that community in Ghana that is dealing with Gold Ashanti company from South Africa, how they can connect with the same community in Colombia that is dealing with them. So a lot of work to do.